Hello everyone, this is Angie at StampingWithAmore. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. So today I am sharing this Christmas card. I'm going to call it a window card because of this little window in here, but I really love this stamp set that we're using for this. It's really fun. I'm actually using a few stamps, different stamp sets, but it's really a really fun one to do, and it looks very festive. I wanted to do something that wasn't just the regular green and red, so this is the card, and I'm sharing. This is, by the way, Coastal Cabana, and I'm using Granny Apple Green. All right, so for this, you are going to need a card base that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. I made this a top fold, and then you're going to need a piece for the top that we're matting this with, and this is 4.5 by 3 3/4. Then you're going to need some scrap Whisper White. I'm using all the thick for this, and then a scrap piece of the Coastal Cabana. And the stamp sets that we're using, this one is the tree angle. Now, if you've seen my video, I did a treat box using this one. So I'll link it in the video here if you haven't seen it. It's really cute. I really like that one. And then I'm using the triangle dies, which coordinate with that, which are these. I love the dies too. I waited so long to get these, and I don't know why I waited so long. I love those. And then I am using the Peace and Joy, and I'm using that for, I'm not stamping the Joy, I'm just cutting it out with the dies, which are the Joy dies, which are these dies right here. And I already took out the Joy, which is right here. So we're going to cut that out. We're using our stitched rectangles, and I'm using this one, which is, it's 3 1/4 inches. So we're using that. And then for the snowflake, we're using the Snowflake Wishes, but we are just using the dies. So many snowflake dies. And we are using this small one right here, but isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love this one too. But isn't there any that I don't love? All right, and then we're also using the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. We're going to do that for the front of our card. And I think that's it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do for this is I am going to use my brush that I use for blending, and we're going to use some Coastal Cabana, and we are going to ink up the front so that we get that Coastal Cabana behind our window. So just take this part slow, do it really lightly. I'm using a pretty big brush on this. Really, you don't need one this big, but this is the one I had out from something else I was working on, so just keep going in circles. I usually go in circles to prevent like lines showing up, and it gives it a nice smooth look. And then we're going to just do a little bit more on the center here, and I think that's probably going to be good enough. I'm going to make sure I have it up high enough so that it shows through the window. All right, I think that's going to be good. So let's close this up for now. And then we are going to bring in our cut and emboss, and we are going to cut out our window, and then we'll emboss this. So we need to do it different ways for the embossing. So I need different plates and stuff, so we're just going to go ahead and emboss first. So what you're going to do is you are going to put this in, and put it always when you use these with the Stampin' Up! Emblem on the top. And then for this one, we are going to use our special number 4 plate to emboss. And I think forgot to take out my bottom plate right here. All right, let's make sure we got that all situated again. I don't want to mess this up at this point. All right. So you don't need your number 2 plate for this. So there we have it, all embossed. Isn't that pretty? I love, this is one of my favorite embossing folders. You probably could tell I've used it a lot. So I'm going to take these away, put those away, and we'll bring back in here because then we're going to have to cut. So let's go ahead and cut the window, and then we can cut our other pieces after we stamp them. So make sure you have this lined up really good in the center and eyeball it so it's right in the center there. And keep that piece because you know you're going to use it. It's all stitched. So that is our piece right there. So let's put this up until we do our stamping, and then we'll cut our other pieces out. All right, so now we have this, and we have our front piece right there. And then we are going to stamp. So let me grab my pieces, and we are going to stamp 3 of the trees. We're going to do 1 of them in Coastal Cabana and 2 of them in Granny Apple Green. Ink it up really well. And we only have 1 die, so we're going to have to share that die with the other 2. I'm going to clean it off with my Simply Chamois so we can go into our Granny Apple Green. And I can ink this one up really good. I need to re-ink this one. I use it a lot, the Granny Apple Green. So I love it. Now we're going to do 1 more. Aren't those pretty? They are so pretty. All right, I am going to go ahead, while I have this edge right here, I'm going to use that for the sentiment because I'd like to do it on a straight edge, so I'm just using my Memento Black. And then we're going to just use that edge right there. Stamp it. And then we got to you and yours. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that by hand. I am going to leave a little tiny border around it. You can go right up to the black if you prefer, but I'm going to leave a little tiny. Alright, so we got that all ready to go. And if you don't have the triangle dies, you can easily cut these by hand. They're super simple to cut out. So let's go ahead and bring up the cut and emboss again. We'll cut out our pieces, we'll cut out our joy, and we'll have everything ready to go. So let's go ahead and cut out our joy first. And then I'm going to do the snowflake as well at the same time. And then we're going to use a piece of the Whisper White. And we're going to cut out the other part of the joy that we're going to layer that on. And then we'll do our trees. This way, when I cut out the trees, I can speed it up so you don't have to watch me cut out all 3 of them. So here's the joy. And then here's the other piece right here. And this layers right on top of this one. That's why I love these dies. And then we have our snowflake right there. I'm going to set these all aside with our other pieces. And then let's cut out our trees. Okay, so we have all 3 of our trees. Oh, I was having a hard time with my purple tape, but we got all the 3 trees out. We got our joy out, and we need to get our glue here. I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue, and we're going to use some dimensionals as well. And then our snowflake and our sentiment all ready to go. All right, the first thing that we're going to do, which I should have done first, was we are going to go ahead and I'm going to use my water pen here. And I wanted to make it look, now make sure you get water in your brush. And then I'm just going to dab over my ink so it looks like we have some like wet drops here. Sometimes I'll just use my finger and get a bigger drop because I like the bigger drops. So it's just going to make it look like there's like little snow in the background. All right, now I am going to go ahead and grab my paper towel and we're just going to dab it. But I wanted to give that time to dry. That's why I wanted to do it in the beginning, but I forgot about that. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to attach our frame here with dimensionals. So I am going to use the regular dimensionals for this. And you need to put a lot on. Let me see, make sure I got it the right way. So the stitching is going the right way. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I put 12 on the back, but it really needs, if you're going to mail it, it really needs that. So I took all the backings off and we're ready to put it on our card here. So we're going to put it right in the center like that. So can you see now the little spots that kind of look like snow? Like big snow. I got a couple pretty big there, but. So then we're going to start layering our trees. And what I did, I used dimensionals for this as well. And I only put them at the top. I used 2 on each one. So I only put 2 because this bottom part here is going to lay up against the bottom here. So we're going to put that one first. And then we're going to do the other one that is and you want to make sure they're about the same on each side here. And then we're going to do our one here, Coastal Cabana. I need to move that down a little bit. Oops. I'm going to have to add another one to that one. I tore that one, so. All right, so then we're going to put this one in the center. Like that. We're going to use wet glue now. And we are going to add our joy. Boy, nothing wants to work today. Get more on my fingers than I am on the sentiment here. Of course, you know, it's funny how when you do it on camera, something always happens, but when you do it at home, it works out just right. All right. So we're adding our joy on top there. We're going to put the snowflake on, and I want to make sure I get this in the right spot the first time. So I'm going to lay my joy here. put the snowflake right there. And let's add our adhesive to the joy. Put this here. And then last but not least, we are going to go ahead and adhere our little sentiment to you and yours. You can use any combination on this stamp set because it has several. You can use to you and yours, and I think I'll have to look at it, but I know there's quite a few. I'm going to scoot that up just a hair. So on this one, you can use to the world, joy to the world, to you and yours. Yeah, there's a few that you can use on that one. So that's it. Now if you want to add a little something extra, I went ahead and also used my Wink of Stella, and I just put some little Wink of Stella on the back here. It just gives it a little tiny bit of shine over, and that makes them look more like little snowflakes back there. All right, so that is it. It really goes quick and easy once you get your pieces cut, and it's really a fun one to do. A little bit non-traditional. I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. If you need any supplies, you can shop on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. This is October hostess code. I hope you have a blessed one, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.